Well, hi there, and welcome to a Sit With Me podcast. My name is Solène, and I am your host, and I shall maybe one day figure out another intro, but so far, we're gonna stick with that. How are you doing? I am doing fantastic. I am doing absolutely fantastic, which is a clear difference, a clear opposite from the spirit of last week where I was in this exact chair talking to you about feeling lost. I feel way better, even though at the end of that episode there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I do have a breakthrough that I journaled about, and it was that I was scared of exploring those new parts of myself that felt a little like silly and felt a little different. But this is what I've been doing this week, sorry. Maybe this year as well. Maybe my subconscious is talking right now. But yeah, this is what I've been doing this week, having fun, enjoying creating content on a variety of topics, lifestyle, just more fun, light-hearted things. And yeah, this is what I've been doing this year. I feel way better. I have a mental clarity now, or where I want to go and what I've been doing, and etc. I feel way less. I feel I think that last week I felt anxious for a variety of reasons, but I feel better now. I feel all better. We're clear. We're back on track. We know where we're going. We have the vision, and we are keeping the eyes on the prize. But all of that to say that there it is. Sometimes you just need to talk it out. Sometimes you just need to verbalize those fears, those thoughts, those anxieties that you have in your brain. You need to verbalize them and say them out loud for you to find clarity, for you to find a solution, for you to find a path forward. It really does not serve any purpose to keep all of these things to keep them in your mind and to ruminate on them over and over again, to toss and turn out at night before going to bed and think about it say it out loud, or journal it, or record yourself, or do like me, create a podcast and create an excuse for you to talk out loud, but record yourself talking to yourself. Just sometimes it's good to really take them out of your mind and put words on what you're feeling, because it helps you understand them better, and sometimes your subconscious will help you therefore find a solution, etc. And just like me in the episode, if you talk about it out loud, you might come to a breakthrough, to an aha moment, to a solution, because it was there all along. So I feel better. We shall not be lost, but again, I was more scared than lost, and I am really, really, really happy for today's episode, because I'm going to talk about a topic that is very important to me because I had to learn it, and it is the concept of consistency. One must be consistent, and it is something that I see a lot in the comments when I'm posting something, people talking about they are starting a new path, or they're starting to change their thoughts, or they're starting to have a need to reprogram their subconscious, but they go back to their old habit. And the key is consistency. But here's the thing: more than be consistent, which is kind of like the baseline advice that you hear everywhere, I will tell you, do everything in a way that you can be consistent with it. This is why I'm not sure that I'm a big fan of drastic changes, because drastic changes maybe they can, but they may not be sustainable over a long period of time. Drastic changes, going from not going to the gym for years to like going 5-6 times a week. Okay, it's cute, and maybe you will do that for a month and a half. But will you really do that for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Right? And this is more than being consistent. I'd say everything that you are trying, every change that you are trying to implement in your life, start it from the very beginning. Do it. That's great. Have the courage to do it, but do it in a way that you can be consistent with it. Ask yourself, if I start this new habit, if I start working out, or if I start reading every day, or if I start writing because you want to write a book, because you want to write a screenplay, etc., etc., if I do it now, at which rhythm, at which frequency should I do it now so that I can be consistent with it? Because the thing is, you're gonna start like at 100. You're gonna read every day, you're gonna write every day, you're gonna go work out every day for five, 5 times a week. Okay, great. But is that sustainable? And if you stop a month, 2 months, or 3 months after, you will be mad at yourself, and you will go back into the self-hatred, and you will be angry at yourself for not being consistent, for not keeping with your goals. But here's the thing, you set yourself up for failure because you did not start the thing in a way that you can be consistent with it. Working out, yes, work out, move your body, be active, that is necessary, do it, but do it in a way that you can be consistent with it. Start going to the gym once, twice, or 3 times a week. Something that feels like it fits into the routine that you have, and also trust that you will improve. You will get better over time. If you work out more and more, you will want to work out more and more. Therefore, you will go maybe more often over time. You will build that habit over time. Trust your power and your capability to be better. Start where you are right now, and I swear that over time you will improve, right? Go to the gym for 30 minutes or an hour once a week or twice a week, or do take a class, take a yoga class or a dance class, anything to be active, but do it. Only start things in a way that you can be consistent with it, because I know that I've done that mistakes so many times with working out. I will go, when I started working out like years ago, I would go all in. I would go 3, 4, 5 times a week for an hour and a half, and I would like kill myself at the gym, literally. And yes, I did see results, but I could not be consistent with it because it is not a sustainable way to live. My goal in this life is not to be a workout person, is not to be an athlete, is not to be a workout influencer, it's not to become a personal trainer. So it wouldn't align with the life that I want, right? And so I burned myself out at the gym, and then, you said to yourself, okay, I already went once this week. I can skip today. And then the today becomes 2 days and 3 days and 4 days and 5 days. And you keep reassuring yourself, being like, well, last week I did went 5 times, but then you lose the momentum, and you lack consistency. So in everything that you are starting, I strongly advise you to, and we're talking about reprogramming your subconscious and having a manifestation routine and doing the breath work, the EFT tapping. Yes, it is great to implement all of that, but what is even more important is figure out which exercise works best for you, and finding a way to be consistent with it. Right? And when it comes to manifestation, yes, there is also this aspect of detaching from the reality and not looking for the immediate results of your manifestation routine. That is also part of what will keep you consistent. The fact that you do the breath work, you do the meditation, you do the EFT tapping, you do the meditation, but you're also completely detaching from your reality, and you also refuse to look at your current reality for results of immediate results of those exercises that you are implementing. That will also help you be consistent. But in everything that you do, if you choose to start the practice, you don't have to start doing everything starting today, right? If you've never done meditation, if you've never done EFT tapping, if you've never done breath work, if you've never done sleep tracks, etc., etc., you don't have to start to do everything today. You'll stop doing it in a month or 2, or in a week or 2, or in a year or 2. And that is not the goal. The goal should be to create your perfect life, your perfect lifestyle. And therefore, everything that you are implementing in your life should play a role, should be implemented in a way that it fits your long-time goal. Like, I'm working out in a way that I know I can sustain that for literally the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I am reading, or I have a bunch of like habits, breathwork, EFT tapping, meditation. I am incorporating that in my life in a way that I know that I can do that for years. And this is how you create change. This is really how you create change, right? It's about being consistent and being disciplined. And without discipline, you won't start, but without consistency, you'll never finish. And it is a quote from Denzel Washington. I mean, I think it's a quote from someone else, but the audio that I have, I'm gonna try to like insert it somewhere. I don't know how, I'm not promising anything, but if I can, I'm gonna put the quote from Denzel Washington now.
Dreams without goals are just dreams.
Come on.
And ultimately, they fuel disappointment.
Exactly.
On the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you'll never start. But without consistency, you'll never finish.
Without consistency, you'll never finish what you started, and you will forever go back to the state of self-hatred. And remember, the universe does not like self-hatred. The universe loves when you love you. And you will go back to the cycle of, oh my God, I said I would work out every day, and now it's a month later and I don't work out. Normal, girl. Why do you need to work out every day? Go every other day. Go once a week if you have to. Take a class instead of going to the gym, right? You're forcing yourself to pay for a subscription at the gym that you're not using because you set yourself up for failure, and then you are mad at yourself and you feel like a failure even though maybe you failed, but you are never a failure. Remember, you may fail at something, but you will never ever be a failure, right? But you set yourself up for failure. Right? So every change that you want to incorporate in your life, please, even eating healthy or healthier, right? Don't go in your fridge and throw everything that is quote unquote unhealthy. First of all, what is healthy and unhealthy food? We can have a whole debate on what is healthy, what is not healthy. Anyway. But don't just on a bright Wednesday morning decide to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to throw everything out and I'm going to start fresh. If you've never cooked lentils or tofu or some other quote unquote, healthy recipes, how do you expect to make it sustainable? Start small. First of all, when you go grocery shopping, start seeing in the grocery store, in the supermarket, where are the quote-unquote healthy options? Where's the lentils? Where are the proteins? Where are the fruits and vegetables? What type of fruits and vegetables are available? Where are the dry fruits? I don't know. Where are the cashews? Start small, those changes that you want to implement in your life, and every day take a small step. This is how you move forward. If you start by sprinting right away, you're gonna become so tired so fast, right? So if you want to work out, start small. Start at home, maybe start by going once or twice a day. Do light exercises. Don't follow like 10,000 fitness influencer and try to do their routine. These people are athletes or professionals. Start with your intuition. What type of machines do you feel comfortable with, right? Ask for help. You should ask for help, when it comes to manifestation and changing your life and transforming your life, look at the manifestation practices. You have scripting, journaling, visualization, breathwork, EFT tapping, meditation, all of these practices, and pick one that sounds achievable, approachable, accessible to you, and start to do it slowly but surely, and train yourself to add that in your routine and in a way that is consistent with it. Now, to be fair, like I at this point in my life, I do a lot. Like in the morning, I do meditation, breath work, EFT typing, scripting, visualization, plus my affirmations. I can forget about those, for example. Oh, there's affirmations as well, right? I can do a lot, but it's not because you see someone saying that they do that you must. Okay, so when I hear people saying, I'm going back to my old habits, obviously you are. Remember that you have a certain programming in your mind. You have a certain set of beliefs, you have certain neural pathways that you have built for decades. Of course you're going back to what's familiar. It's like, imagine you've taken the same road for 20 years, so much so that the path, your path is engraved, is on the ground. You know, in the middle of park, sometimes you can see the path that people have formed because they keep walking, you know, in that way. And not necessarily like the major route that the city has designed in a park, but you will see like certain ways that people are cutting shorts. This is literally a neural pathway. You've taken the same road over and over and over again, and now you expect your brain to take a brand new route and keep going. No, of course you will go back to your old habits, and that's exactly when you need to keep pushing. And if it can help you, it helps me visualizing literally my brain creating new neural pathways. I'm a very visual person, but when I know that I'm implementing a change, for example, when I wanted to start reading every single day, it helped me every time I would read. I would visualize my brain create a new neural pathway that is called reading, and I would imagine it. I would see it becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. It's my way of doing things. You don't have to do it that way, but all of that to say that it is absolutely normal to go back to your old habits. But it does not mean that you are a prisoner to that. You are capable of change. That is another belief that you need to start, repeating to yourself. You are capable of change. Yes, you can transform your life. Neuroplasticity, and it's more than just like woo-woo talk. It's literally science. It's literally neuroscience. Neuroplasticity. You can rewire your brain. You can rearrange the internal organization of your brain. That is science. It's not just some like woo-woo stuff from the universe or from whatever, right? So first of all, you need to believe that you can change. You need to trust in yourself, trust in the universe, of course, but trust in the fact that you can change. You can rewire your brain. If you have not, if you haven't worked out in years, if you have not meditated if you've never meditated, if you've never eat healthy, whatever, it does not matter. You can change that. You can become the person who eat healthy, who meditates, and who works out 3-4 times a week. You can become that person, but the process of becoming is a journey. It's taking one step at a time. You can become the person who works out 5 to 6 times a day, who eats only fruits, vegetable, and nuts, and a piece of chicken once in a while. You can be the person who meditates 2 hours a day. But it is about becoming. And becoming implies the journey. You're walking toward, you are becoming, you are existing, right? And that takes time, consistency, and space. Time and space. And it is about there's this book, oh my God, Atomic Habits from James Clear, I think, and he talks about the 1% rule. Every single day, do 1% to be better in the direction of your dreams, right? That's what you need to do every single day, one step, every single day, 1%, 1 or 2 steps, in order for you to become the person who works out, to become the person who meditates, to become the person who manifests. That it requires courage as well. It requires honesty, because when you feel yourself going back to your old habits, keep your eyes on the prize. This is why I'm telling you, write your goals and stick them to your goddamn wall, or do a vision board and put it as your wallpaper. Even though for me, sometimes I don't even know what's my wallpaper right now. I mean, sometimes you stop looking at your wallpaper. That's what I'm saying. But like, stick it on a wall. to keep your eyes on the prize, to stay focused. And when you feel yourself going back into your old habits, being like, have the courage and the audacity to be like, no, I'm not going back. We are creating a new self. We are creating a new reality. We are creating new neural pathways. I am rearranging my brain. Imagine your brain as a beautiful penthouse. And imagine that you are moving the furnitures around, right? But if you are doing that, moving the furniture, you need to do it consistently. Consistency and discipline. And so every single time, and this is why I like to answer comments, but it's the type of comments that I have a hard time answering because I don't want to be mean, I don't want to be rude, but I'm like, girl, if you go back to your old habits, then stop. Stop doing it. First of all, it's great that you are aware that you're going back to your old habits. Then stop and be consistent with it. Stick to your words. Commit to yourself. Don't commit to the world. Nobody cares. Commit to yourself. All right? Keep the promise that you made to yourself. You're not doing that for anyone else. May I remind you, I hope you're not, but may I remind you that none of this, to transform your life, to live a better life, to live a meaningful life, or to find your purpose, to be a better person, whatever the case may be, it is not for anyone else but you. And so when you fail at that contract, you're failing yourself, not the world. The world will move on. We will keep on living. Everybody will keep on living. But if you fail the promises that you make to yourself, you're failing yourself. And so you need to have the guts, the courage, the audacity, the confidence to stay true to your words to yourself. You said that you would meditate every day, then do that. Again, do it in a way that is, meditate every other day if you want to, or meditate every day for 5 minutes. I started with 5 minutes. My meditation journey, I started with 5 minutes every day. I could not stand even the thought of being quiet, like observing my thoughts for more than 5 minutes was inconceivable to me. It was crazy. Now I do easy 15, 20, 30 minutes because I became the person who meditate 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Hopefully one day I'll get to an hour. But it's like, it's a process, it's a path, it's a journey. You're becoming that person. So start slow, fix a clear, achievable goal, and be consistent with it for you, not for me, not for your friends, not for your family, not for your work, not for your, your partner or partners, right? Do it for you. And when you feel yourself slipping back in old habits, for example, it's okay. It is okay. If you revert back to your quote-unquote old self for a day or two or even a week, it's okay. Why? Because you have the capacity to change, to evolve, and to become. And so at any point, you can start over. At any point, you can reinvent yourself. But be consistent with it. Don't beat yourself up because you said you would work out, or because you said you would meditate, or because you said you would reprogram your subconscious and you stopped doing it after a month or two. Okay, great. Then start again. Keep your eyes on the prize. It is part of your journey. Even in the process of becoming, you will have step backs. Have you seen that visuals? I'm gonna try to find it and to put it on the screen, on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. It's like what we think the path to success is, and it's like 2 dots being connected by a linear line. What it actually is, and it's like 2 dots connected by like a bunch of loop-de-loop-de-loop and different shapes, and like the line goes in every direction, ups and downs and loop-de-loop and ups and diagonal, because that is the truth of what it is to become. So of course in that image that we're talking probably about financial success, but success into becoming, that is also what it looks like to become. But as soon as you start, as soon as you make the decision, I want to become the person, like a better person, I want to become rich, I want to become wealthy, I want to become whatever the case may be, you are starting that journey, and you will reach the goal. Remember, your internal GPS. If you say to your GPS, I want to go towards wealth, happiness, love, money, then you will be there. If you set your destination in your GPS, then you will reach it for sure. So whatever it is, whatever turns that you are taking on that route, you will forever be rerouted to your destination. The only thing that requires is consistency, beliefs, believe in yourself, believe that this is true, believe that it is possible, and discipline. And so if you are, you're going towards the destination of success and happiness and love and wealth and whatever the case may be, and you do a U-turn, it's okay. You are, you're doing a U-turn. It means that you're not at your starting point. You're not at your, how is it called in the GPS? There's the arrival and at your departure point. That can be. Yes. You're not at your, if you have enough room or enough, whatever to do a U-turn in a car, it means that you are not at your starting point. It means that you are closer to your goal. So it is part of it to go back to your old ways. It for sure does not mean that you have to stop in the process and just stand there. The only thing that does, it's adding more minutes to you reaching your situation. You've used GPS before, I guess. If not, enjoy the technology. It's a really great technology, right? If you use a GPS, you put your starting point in a destination, you start walking and you stop. What happened with the GPS? The GPS is still pointing you towards where you're going, towards your destination. It has not changed. The GPS will do that forever if you let it, right? It just will recalculate your ETA, your estimated time of arrival. You will just arrive maybe a little later, and even that is a GPS thing. In real life, there is no such things as early and late, but I'm just using the GPS metaphor, right? That is the only thing that does when you are standing still, but you are not, you will never go back to your starting point. As soon as you decide that you are going towards success, happiness, love, this is the first step. And I remember that email that I received, and she was asking me, do you think that I can change my life? The simple fact that you want to change your life, my dear, the simple fact that you have the thought, I want to change, I would like to change, I want a better life, yes, you will. That is the proof, that is the sign, that is the certainty that you will. Of course you will, that you are in motion. I'm so sorry, I just had a pop culture references of like the boys in motion from That's So Raven. Tell me that you know what I'm talking about. Every single time I say motion, I have the boys in motion from That's So Raven. I am so sorry, this is my brain. It's going in 1,000 directions, but all of that to say that as long as you set a goal, you are in motion, just like the boys from That's So Raven, right? And a step back is not the end of it all. It is just, I mean, you can call it a test if you want. I don't like the idea of test, but let's call it a test. It is part of the journey. Yesterday you said, or a week ago you said, I would meditate every day, or I will work out and do 10 squats today. And today and a week later you did not. Okay, then tomorrow then, However, consistency, and find the momentum. Find the momentum in everything that you do, right? But don't beat yourself up. Do not beat yourself up, because it will simply reroute you towards self-hatred. And like I told you 1,000 times, my dear, everything starts with self-love. Everything starts with a positive and empowering self-concept. You must love yourself. If you if you stay, if you soak in self-hatred, your life shall not change. There's no point in hating yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to, consistency. Do things in a way that you can be consistent with it. Just more than being, be consistent. It's good to say that. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. But if you want to try something, if you want to incorporate something in your life, try to find a way to incorporate it in the way that you can be consistent with it. Whether it be something about a manifestation practice, journaling, scripting, working out, eating, healthier. Take your time. You are on the way. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And the simple fact that you want those things, that you have that vision for yourself, that you want better or more or something different for yourself, it means that you are in motion. I cannot stress that enough. It means that you are already doing the work. Stop being so hard on yourself. Put your head down, be consistent with it, detach from your reality completely, live in a whole new reality, in the reality of your dream, of your wish fulfilled. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Everything is completely fine. You're doing amazing, and consistency is key in everything that you do. All right? I love you dearly. Thank you so much for listening, and I see you next week. Oh, I forget every time. My God. You can write me, how to sit with me, podcast@gmail.com, or find me on TikTok at Solène, all caps. All right. I love you dearly. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. And I see you next week. Bisous. Bye.